Okay, so let's get the show started. My fellow cultivators, good morning. What's going on with y'all? As of course, this will be released, in the morning because I'm doing this in the morning. I wasn't wasted. I tried to, y'all. I wasn't, but no, I'm sorry. I tried to for y'all. I tried to for my, I tried to put my heart out there. I mean, I was gonna do it, but I tried to put my heart out there for y'all for last night for Raw. But I just couldn't do it, man. I wasn't gonna waste it, especially since I couldn't. Like I said, business as usual. I'm sorry, I couldn't do it. I couldn't do it. But which is why we're getting into it now. I'm relaxed, chilling. Why not too? Why not shit on Raw? Another night, another day in the trenches. Let's get it. All right, no wasting no time too. Let's go. Let's get into this. Okay, so this scenario, Matt Riddle and Gable, and then you had Randy Orton and Otis, which is why this is combusted into two parts. Well, all together, but it's like basically just two parts in a one, matches segments. Yeah, I feel like the matches. They could have been just a bit longer, but yeah, I felt like definitely. I feel like the matches. Well, actually, they were perfect. I feel like the matches were where they supposed to be, and that's to be. Yeah, you don't have to have a fucking all time classics. That's what AEW's problem is. You don't have to have all. I do agree with that because I've heard some thoughts. I've heard going around. I usually watch. Hearing other people's opinions and thoughts, just in the community. Not all, just like some and half. Because I actually and I came and I actually come up. I've been thinking about that, coming up with a census. Because matches they all look like probably like how they have always been. Like matches they should like tend out to be somewhat entertaining to a point where you can still care about them, and you can still care about them and look forward to it. They just had to be entertaining. But the Alpha Academy, I pretty much told y'all what I think about RK Bro right now. But yeah, the Alpha community, I said the community, the Alpha Academy, they don't have interesting enough characters still to tag, because the tag team division right now is a complete that right now is a chaotic catastrophe. Like that tag team division right now is beat up, unnoticed. Nobody gives a fuck about that. Just like the mid card division, it's like and of course the women's divisions. It's like, but yeah, the tag team division is completely unrecognizable. Nobody cares about that. So yeah, I mean, yeah, this is what I'm talking about. Like the matches should, somewhat be entertaining to a point where you still care about them and look forward to it. But you have to have characters, and those wrestlers having enough charisma. I feel like, yeah, of course you can like see it. Gable and Otis completely being held back. They're just relegated to generic characters. Otis relegated to a monster. A monster heel gimmick. What? Just a generic Big Show or Mark Henry, and Gable just like a drill sergeant, mastermind, generic role. He was relegated to that. So it's just like, yeah, it's like what even matters at this point. But yeah, I feel that like that's what I'm talking about though. Like matches should be in what they tended to be, and that's to build up the rivalry and create an intense, grueling, which may pan out to be a legendary rivalry, or just a rivalry that we never expected that could be something of great. So yeah, too bad that we don't have enough characters wrestling today too. You already know they're not going. The company's not going to give a fuck and not put that much effort. But it's like, yeah, it's too bad though that you see sometimes that the matches pan out to what you want them to be, and they have somewhat interesting characters and wrestlers. Story might have a bit of story too, but it's not enough. and that's real sad right there. It is. So yeah, I'm not gonna lie and say I do kind of, like I said, I still kind of do. Cause I ain't, come on, I'd be straight up trying to lie out through my ass teeth if I was still trying to say that I don't enjoy Arcade Bro. Yeah, this it's a wonderful, one of those parents, one of those odd comedic, disturbing pairings that you can still really enjoy, like Rock and Sock Connection. Who else was it? Probably like the only thing. That's the only thing. Kane and X Pac, Kane and Daniel Bryan. Yeah, just like those pairings that you can really enjoy. That seem really odd together. So this is going into Kevin Owens and Big E. Bobby Lashley. Well, it's just Big E. It looks like it's just Big E and Kevin Owens in this particular segment, but they're still pushing that. Of course, Vince is still pushing that. Because he still needs the moolah. Of course, don't give a fuck. As they even show it, still within the COVID, the mandate guidelines. But as you still see, there's still Vince is still advertising and pushing this big main event. The whole storyline involving everybody, as well as probably Roman is still there. Knowing, like I said, what I was talking about yesterday, knowing Roman's, health scares and what he just got accomplished over. Yeah, he's still pushing the fact. You can see Big E is home because, like I said, they were, probably, a few of the ones that were possibly exposed. Like, because you already know Becky Lynch is already exposed, so she could have it already. Like, Seth could have been had it, and we just found out. So Becky obviously probably has it, and Big E is home, so he just, whether he's taking precautions or he possibly have or not. Like the people I named yesterday, like Bianca, they're saying that they like with the names already might have it. Like Bianca, Big E, Seth Rollins got it. Roman. Not trying to say Roman Reigns, but he was out there with the shows, so it's gonna be really scary. And they're still advertising and pushing that line without even testing. Bet you they even test all of them yet. So yeah, Vince really don't give a fuck. Like I've been talking about, he just only one thing that he cares about in his pockets is the bills that come in the mail. So it's the only thing he's worried about, regardless of anybody's health. So yep. It's still being advertised that Seth is being in the match, regardless he has fucking COVID or not. It's been confirmed already, and he's even confirmed himself that he has COVID. So they're still advertising, pushing the match. In day one, the main event match, which consists of ones who might have COVID, and are just exposing others. But Vince cares about everybody. Right? WWE is home. It's a home that, big family that cares about everybody in this community, right? Fuck out of here. Humans are so fucking gullible. Alright, like, regardless of if I cared about, storyline is still, I already said it before, too. Big E is, he's already, pretty much destroyed at this point. His run has been pretty much boring. A lack of creativity, just longevity, and as a whole, just really no. I don't really. Speaking from my stance, I'm pretty sure probably a few others agree. Really don't care for much. Like I really probably don't. I don't even really go out just raw to watch WWE as a whole. Just wrestling in general, but in this scenario, when you talking about Big E's run right now, I don't really go out of my way to really see what's next and be excited, because it's just the team as a whole in WWE as of late. Well, it's WWE, so we know how they've been. Yeah, it's just Raw is Raw, and now SmackDown has gotten progressively worse. So without Roman, it's utter buffoonery trash. Don't care anything much for it. So yeah, Big E is his run as champion and at the top it's just been ridiculously underwhelming, and I can care less about it. So yeah, the whole main event, or this whole storylines, and this whole big four, fatal four, yeah, way of feud of Big E, Bobby Lashley, Kevin Owens, and Seth Rollins. I mean, Seth and has been, of course, been entertaining all throughout it, and that's because to him individually, wrestler character, he's been at his absolute best. So, but yeah, I couldn't care less about this whole big event. Just like everything else, it's been pretty boring and uninspired. Just trash. But hopefully, yeah, they're eventually, but hopefully just quicker and sooner that they be forced to call off the main event at day one, and because other people might be exposed and getting exposed as a result with Bianca and because they showed Seth and Big E at home, because you already know they possibly, because Big E might have it, and like a few others do. So yeah, hopefully everything and that they already get called into the Thunderdome quicker than usual. I know y'all might not like it when I'm saying that, but yes, because it's the only option right now. So like I said, I didn't like the Thunderdome, of course, like the live audience, but I don't never knew why they easily. You already know he was waiting to go back. He was waiting to go back to live audience. But yeah, I never knew why, I never knew why in the first place that they left the Thunderdome era in the first place. It's because COVID is still rampant, dangerous, and it's just multiplying and mutating into different span trees. So it's not getting any better. So yeah, we'll see how it pans out from here. Okay, so the continuation of this RK Bro tourney, as if I didn't I didn't have a fucking clue it was still going on, as if I've been watching, the past 2 weeks. But, nevertheless, yeah, they have this tourney still going on, as if anybody still gives a fuck about it, or, it's because there's no type of interest or applause into wanting to keep your eyes on the tag team division. Like I said, it's pretty fucked up right now, so I don't think anybody gives a fuck about what's going on in the tag team division, because there's no tag teams, and the division, there's no relevancy. Tag teams that stand out, which the usual charisma, characters, none of that. It's none at all. So, but yeah, I mean, I think I saw this where we keep getting these fucking matches for like the umpteenth time. Whether it's the Street Profits or against the Mysterios, Street Profits against the Usos, or Mysterios against the Usos. Fuck. Like, damn. Like, they really, I don't think they have any other tag teams back there. What, besides Street Profits, the Mysterios, RK Bro, the Alpha Academy? Like, is there really anybody back there that's a different, or the Vikings? I don't think there's any other tag teams that just like they need. But I think I've spoken on that before, because Vince really doesn't give a damn about tag teams in general. So that's why the tag team. Well, he really don't care about wrestling overall. So that doesn't matter. But that's why the tag team division is where it's at right now, because they don't have the care in the world for it. So yeah, because it's about a check at the end of the day for Vince. So, but like I said, yeah, the match was still good, whether you want to call it good or entertaining. It still did what it needed to do, but it's sad because it could be much more, as well as the story or wrestlers as a whole. Too bad management doesn't give a fuck. Vince and management doesn't give a fuck to give it that type of resurgence, relevancy, to be back, to want to get people to tune in much more. Because I don't like, this show needs to be fucking cut, seriously. Like, Raw needs to be cut Just like their pay-per-views, they should have it at a point where they can build that stock back up. But of course they not. But it's like, yeah, they need to seriously cut these fucking shows, because half the time I don't even want to fucking watch Raw, because it's just so fucking long. It just seems so fucking long. But with SmackDown, it goes just like that, real instant. So yeah, and he needs to cut it down, because it's just too fucking long, and it doesn't relegate that that enough of watch time to get you to even want to watch more. Because it's just it's the same goofy tired out shit that's trash. You don't give a fuck about it at all. So it's like, why have 3 hours? I think we've spoken on that. We already know this why. Like, come on. But it's like, cut those fucking hours down. Nobody wants to sit fucking waste hours on it, especially too their last hours of the night watching a show. Or wrestling is pretty much at its weakest. That's pretty much almost in the grave at this point. And they want to waste their last hours of the night binging the show. That's not good. That's not worthy of their attention. So, but it's still going to be it's still going to be the way it is. I was wondering when this half-baked bloke is going to show up on Raw. I've seen that he's been sucking off Vince pretty much lately too, practically begging to come on Raw, to come back on WWE. Probably this is just a one-off. This is basically just a one-off, appearance. Probably just more likely in the future. Well, he is friends with Tony as well, just so he can be still seen, have a bit of relevancy, and be paid. So I can't knock him there. Especially show up when show up. Paycheck is a paycheck. Shit, why not? So get a little quick paycheck for the night. So and show up, get out. Because Eric has always been a bit of a slime ball sucker, because he's obviously been sucking him off enough to be on Raw, be on back at WWE. So yeah, well, like I said, I can't knock him for taking a paycheck. Shit, might as well. But okay, as you see right here, as you see right there, Seth is still, which I have no reason why not whatsoever. But it's, of course, Vince still needs his rent. It's still due. His rent still needs to be paid. So, of course, he might not just give a fuck about even. Who knows? Who knows? He might not even. We not even might go back. Like WWE might not even go back to the Thunderdome, and give a fuck if they if people get contacted or not. Vince still wants those tickets. He still wants WWE to sell. So, obviously, still, as you saw see in the headlines, you see Seth is still going to be, whether it's home or not. You'll probably, I don't know if this is going to be he's probably just going to be home, but probably just be still technically appearing on Raw, just like Big E is. And so they'll probably just be doing it just for until day one concludes. Or like I said, you might not even give a fuck and just, still have them compete with not it just being official or confirming that they have COVID or not, regardless of the fact or not. It's going to be really bad, though, because, you probably going to get up the ass from CDC in the White House. So, yeah, this might prove to be, really condemning to Vince. I hope this is just for day one. Regardless or not, I hope this is just for day one. Because if he keep continuing this, with people have confirmed COVID, he might, risk exposing it to others. Vince is going to have a really legal, huge ass problem on his hands. So, and then we get more of going into this match particular scenario. Then we get more of them promoting and making notice Vince just in a segment, making notice whoever management, Vince, just making letting us know aware, or just pretty much aware of the fact pretty much mocking the fact that, you could say, that COVID is still out there, and a few others, Kevin Owens mentioning that, he's pretty much the only participant here tonight because, basically, a few others who were in those house shows, like, like I said, like Bianca and, Roman Reigns and Big E, like Seth already has COVID. Yeah, they just making a wave and, making it aware and basically mocking the fact that, it's COVID and you pretty much don't give a fuck if it's not or not. Like, he's still going to have his events. He's still going to sell tickets. People are still going to come and, he can jolly dance his way around and mock around the fact that he don't give a fuck at all. And that shit right there is just fucking tasteless as you can be. This is why I completely despise, and whoever fanboys try to defend or try to act like that Vince is not, besides who everybody else, whether it's Tony or Eric, just anybody else, any other promotion, try to act like it's Vince. He's this guy that's completely innocent. He's a sweet, thoughtful old man, and he's just this wonderful family man that just goes out of his way for his community to just, display all he can for them. Whereas that's not absolutely the fucking case at all. He can give a fuck whether he cares about y'all or not. And it's completely laughable how people try to pander and paint a picture, a fake ass picture. Because of how much they worship and bow down to Vince, and to whoever they worship and bow down to, and it's just it's a complete shame. And the Hurt Business, my bad, I had to go off. I had to go off there, so you get another match. Kevin Owens and CEDRIC Entertainer, they come out for whatever fucking reason, because they attached to Bobby Lashley, of course. So we get a match of CEDRIC Entertainer and Kevin Owens. More shit that just goes nowhere, out the window, as if you care or not. And yeah, just all terrible all around, completely terrible. That's why I just can't wait. I can't fucking wait till WWE. I'm not trying to say. I won't say because I don't want that. I won't say that I don't want that for WWE to go downhill and to completely go out of business, because I just don't like the head. I just have a wholeheartedly standoff issue with the head, and that's Vince McMahon, and I just want him out of that role. Whether it to be Triple H and Shawn Michaels, whoever actually cares about wrestling in the community and the product as a whole. So I just want that particular person out of the role, because they've shown that they don't give a fuck about about wrestling, the product, wrestlers, the whole idea, everything that contains the wrestling as a whole. They just they worry about whether how much and how fast they can line their pockets. I just want that. Like I said, money is still to be made, and that's great. The society we live in, but it's still, you still have to have a level of respect, dignity for, and admiration for, in all aspects, on all the aspects that we enjoy and cherish. And that's why that person has to be. I can't wait till that day comes. We're when WWE, because they're losing badly. If y'all haven't been keeping up, they're been getting really, really bad. Whether their views are kept around 1 million or 2 million, it's still, that number is going to climb exponentially low to lower numbers. Because once Roman is gone, and if like the Four Horsewomen and a few others start to dwindle down, yeah, it's really going to start to get fucking bad. Unless he wants to make you, so he's better start making stars to still have that type of relevancy to keep that boat afloat. Because once they
I said once Roman and all the others, the recent cash money makers is gone, and they're really going to start to fucking suffer. They losing tickets too. That's another thing. I want to talk about that also, but I want to talk about Cody still. I still have to talk about Cody in a few. I still want to talk about Cody before I'll talk about that next. Might as well before I move on to the next. So yeah, better keep it the fuck up now, because it's gonna shit. It's gonna shit hell of a lot more than it gets. Then it gets worse. So it's a shame too. Let me say here, if I haven't already, what more can I already say already? And it's a shame too. How DOLPH has been relegated to more future. My thoughts and future content regarding around DOLPH in the future coming. But it's just a real, brings a real tear to see how fallen or how they've treated, how Vince is just, cast it aside and just like a ringed up washcloth. It's just how badly DOLPH has relegated to over the years. It's a real damn shame. And I know people, a few others actually believe too, and he just probably, ridiculous. He's in that category that was always overrated. He didn't have it at all. No charisma. Like, come on now. Get the fuck out of here. Like, stop it. Like, when it comes to like wrestlers like Dolph and Cody Rhodes, like, they were fucking have it. They obviously had it, bro. Like, I get sick of that shit when people try to say that, or like more of because he's probably one of the ones that's brought up that's constantly saying that they're overrated, or they never should have been at the position they never should have been at the position that they were being given at. And it's like it's clear as day, as you can see, why Dolph was in that position at a particular time, and the way he has. Like, Dolph is arguably the greatest seller in wrestling history. His charisma is off the fucking charts. You already know his wrestling. I don't need to mention his wrestling abilities. Like, Dolph is one of the greatest. He could have been absolutely. He could have been. I don't care. I still rate him at the top 3 of the modern era. Like, he could have, and he just could have had been the potential to be like already one of the greatest legends too. So, yeah, it's a real shame to see where he's at. And, just more of this fucking, United States, this accessory open challenge, see who can flop, like how it can flop to the next. It's just, it's ridiculous. Straight up ridiculous. Absolutely fucking ridiculous. Like, they do not give a fuck about this, United States Championship, just like the Intercontinental Championship. Like I said, all the others, it's all around been completely terrible. There's like everything like all the divisions right now, it's just completely unwatchable. There's nothing interesting about them. No characters stand out. No wrestlers stand out. None of them has charisma or character in them. It's ridiculous. You don't give a fuck about anything going into this, which is why they keep giving the United States Championship and the Intercontinental Championship open challenges, or they keep giving the championship opportunities. They just keep it like in a regular match, and it's just like, wow, they really don't have shit to begin with. And it's like it's a shame people don't pick up on that. Well, I obviously don't expect kids to, but it's like adults, and they claim to be You claim to be a wrestling fiend, a geek, a part of the community, and you don't even pick up on shit like that. Come on now. And like the amount of time, because I've originally been watching wrestling, I want to say, because I originally saw, because I saw like DX, of course. That's when it was the first group I got into. So I saw that, and I thought that was back in 2006. The whole DX reunion, and how they was shitting on Vince McMahon. Love that shit. But because I originally still started around the Ruthless Aggression era, 2002. So I've been watching wrestling for like for like 3 decades now. I've been really a ridiculous long time since I've been in preschool. Like wrestling's been my whole life, so I know what the fuck I'm talking about just by simply characters and whether you have the look, the wrestling abilities, the charisma. I know what the fuck I'm talking about. When words make sense when it comes out of my mouth, regardless of wrestling, whether it's basketball, anything. Because I'm a huge ass sport. I didn't want to admit it at first, and I wasn't, all that much into it. But yeah, I've been watching sports for a very fucking long time. Wrestling, primarily. And yeah, it's a complete clutterfuck, and it makes me completely, gives me a full belly lapse when people try to say that they're a wrestling geek, and they attempt to or try to be the definitive voice that says has a ridiculous ass ego that try to say they're the only one that everybody should cater to and that they're the top, and they want to be this character, this this top at a totem pole that everybody should look to, or nobody else or whoever else has a voice doesn't matter, and it's all about them. And yeah, I look at that, it's still like I still laugh, but it's still saddening because people nowadays it turns out to be it's only a few others I still listen to, of course for entertainment, and like I only look at the others for entertainment, but it's just only a few who still have flaws I can see when it comes to wrestling, but I still can take their opinion when it comes to that, when it still comes to wrestling, because it's just all the others I still look as entertainment, because it's just like primarily JD, because he says one thing and then another thing happens that's just you look at it, it's just oh wow. But yeah, I just wanted to put that out there. Okay, so oh boy. So I'm gonna make this very simple, to the point and simple. I haven't really spoken on Edge and Miz yet, because the 2 weeks are being missed, and really not giving a fuck, having no interest at all. But yeah, Edge and Miz, oh man, how they've completely dropped the fucking ball on this. It just reeks of genericacy and uninspiring, just gleaming. I'm pretty sure nobody really wanted this. I mean, I welcomed it and love it, but it's just that they proved nobody, and they proved nobody wrong in giving interest into wanting to see this feud / rivalry more and more and more, because it's just first of all, it started out as Edge being on Miz TV, and I'm talking about Miz and him going back and forth as Edge kind of looking over him as an afterthought, Miz being still somewhat of that guy, which is like they've told the story like millions of fucking times of how Miz came up, and everybody was basically laughed and mocked him of the fact of how he used to be a TV a TV host star, and he was trying to be a wrestler. Like, oh my, like, okay, yeah, we all know that. We don't tell it. Like, they keep bringing it the fuck up. It's the third time they bring that up. So it's just like I'm eating Miz, by the way, so that's why I'm smacking. But yeah, it's just they completely made this shit unwatchable. They made a mockery of this what could have been, just like Seth Rollins and Edge. What could have been another legendary, fantastic, compelling story and riveting rivalry, and it's just turned into a just just turn it into a segment that you just want to forget as soon as possible. It's just that they don't fucking care at all. They don't. The only reason that, as you already know, the only reason why Seth and Edge worked was because of how they have ridiculously amount of charisma, and how well they work together. They're just in their own way. Those two dudes are larger than life. And it's like, you think about how, like I said before, I don't give a fuck what you think about the Miz, or whether you what you think about the Miz or not. The guy's a fucking star. He's when it goes down, also he's one of the legends, one of the greatest to ever have competed in wrestling. So yeah, you can snorkel and bitch in your teeth behind your teeth all you want, but it's the ever living truth. And yeah, they completely made a mockery of it. They've given no interest and completely screwed up, fucked it all up of me even caring about it, Miz and Edge as a whole, because it's just been Miz TV for like 2 weeks. Now it's just fucking, they want to, tonight was them, Miz and his wife, Miz and Maryse, reviewing their wedding vows. Well, we already know it's, oh my gosh, like, turned out to be like, there's no surprise or interest, so wanted to see this more and more. It just gets completely repetitive. Wow, they've completely fucked this up. It's a shame. It's an absolute shame. I wanted to talk about AJ Styles and a few other things. It looks like it's just because I watched it on Hulu, so they took those 3 hours out. Thank God, but that's a shame. It's just another thing. AJ too. It's like they put him on NXT desperately to get viewership on NXT back, and now he's just they keep playing out this him and Omos. First he was supposed to wrestle Aziz, but now he was wrestling Apollo. Raw is just like as usual. It's all over the fucking place. Vince doesn't know what the fuck to do. He's scattering for ideas and thoughts. Whoever thoughts that can make a show at least entertaining and watchable. It's a shame. There's no creative juices flowing anywhere. It's just shit that's compiled together. That's just I hope that they completely sticks together and just doesn't fall together. Like, this whole thing is a complete fuck up catastrophe. And 2022 is only going to go downhill from here. As Vince gets more unaspiring and more greedy. That's what we can expect. And that's all I pretty much have. All I wanted to say, I'm tired of talking about Raw. I want to do something else. Probably talk about something else later tonight. Or, sooner. Yeah, most likely later tonight. Wherever I decide to come back. So I'll see y'all. Hope y'all enjoy this. Basically, probably, well, it's just going to be, a well thought out basis. But I hope y'all enjoyed this. A better part, it was like a whole rant, almost hour rant. And I hope y'all still just like y'all enjoying y'all Tuesday today, as am I. So stay blessed, y'all, my fellow cultivators, brothers and sisters. Most importantly, my cultivators, stay blessed, y'all. Enjoy yourselves. Maybe I'll want to talk about NXT tonight. I don't know. Maybe, because from what I've been hearing and still seeing, that doesn't beg my interest at all. So, yeah, I'll see y'all later. All right, stay blessed.